keep calm. There is no alternative.
Welcome, this is Band Chat. I am Mike B. Yes, that is DEUX FURIEUSES off of their debut album, Tracks of Wire. We're going to have a chat with them in just a few moments. But first, we're going to do another song off of the album. Right now, we're going to do Now You're Going to Listen. It's DEUX FURIEUSES. It's no alternative radio. This is Band Chat.
Alternative. No. Alternative. No. Alternative.
It's time to play the game.
Mike B on No Alternative Radio.
Time to play the game.
All right, welcome. This is Mike, and we are on Band Chat, and we are talking with Vaz and Roz, and they're from Scotland and London, and they are the band called DEUX FURIEUSES. I think I'm saying that right. Is that correct?
Yeah, brilliant.
All right.
Very good.
Which basically means two furious, basically two furious musicians that you are, right?
Yeah. It means female.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
and also I think it's the French female, but yeah, two furious women, but also I think it means passionate as well, not just furious.
all right.
Yeah, it was from a review when we were playing. Somebody said here are two DEUX FURIEUSES in front of me who have rock and roll flowing in their veins, and we liked it, so we kept it.
Yeah, it
It was our French review, but we tried to translate it, and it didn't work in English, so we just kept it as the French.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, it actually, if you speak French, then it's not a problem. But if you get people to look it up, and then they can figure out, and that's pretty much exactly how your album your album is, really.
Yeah.
So speaking of your album, we just before we got on here, we played a couple tracks from it. We played "Out of My System," and then we also played one of my favorite ones, which is "Now You're Gonna Listen," which I like that one. So with the album, it's called Tracks of Wire, and you can get it now on Bandcamp. And so if you want the physical copies, there's still some physical copies left.
There's a few, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because go to Bandcamp, get that, and then. So what's the meaning of the title, Tracks of Wire? Do you have anything behind that?
It actually came from a poem, and the meaning of the poem was actually about an aunt of mine that had died. The album's dedicated to her on the back of the CD, and she taught me guitar. And I was thinking about the start of all this, which was sitting with a guitar, trying to write songs. Because having finished her album, I was just thinking back on that. This was the start of that. And her death had led me to think about it. And I was thinking about how it felt when you first picked up a guitar. And I was thinking of the tracks. I was thinking of the wire, the 6 strings, and looking down the neck of the guitar at the 6 strings and all the possibilities of that, what you could create with that. And kind of, the album is where I ended up.
You still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I lost you there for a second. Oh, yeah. That's.
Are you?
Yes, I'm still here too.
Still there?
Yeah. Well, that's a cool story behind actually how you got the title. It's actually a little more inciting. So you guys did self-release the record, and can you tell us how you came about? Why did you went that route rather than trying to get a label, or however you want to say it?
Well, we had tried. We had tried to get a label. I mean, the industry is pretty fucked at the moment. They're not really investing in bands, and we didn't want to sit around. These songs were written in 2013, and we sent a couple of initial tracks out, and
we recorded it then.
Yeah.
But we didn't finish we couldn't really afford to get it mixed and had to do it bit by bit. We finished in 2016, at the end of 2015. But nobody wanted to help us to finance it. So people heard these tracks in the industry, and we're not the kind of band they wanted to finance. So nobody helped us. So we had to raise the money. So it was we had no choice.
Yeah. So wow! I can't believe it took you that long. I guess obviously it cost a lot of money to do it, and so you wrote them, made the songs a few years ago, and finally, at least your baby came about, and you finally got it done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it felt like. It felt like an overdue pregnancy. We'd written them, and we'd been working on them, and then recorded them. And then, obviously, when you play something you're excited about, you want to share it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a long journey, but Rob Ellis was a hero of mine, drumming hero, and we love a lot of the PJ Harvey albums that he's worked on. And actually, we came across a Marianne Faithfull album that he'd worked on, that he produced, and
Beyond the Poison.
Yeah.
And Polly Harvey had written 5 songs on it, I think, and her and Rob Ellis had played on it as well, and they've got some great arrangements backing Marianne Faithfull.
Then we met him and chatted about the album, and we couldn't believe we made that happen. So,
yeah.
And he's done amazing work on the album.
And he really pushed us
Cool.
as well.
Yeah.
And we wanted that. We wanted to be pushed rather than to do it in our bedroom. We wanted to go to a studio and have somebody be really hard on us.
The song "Kill Us" on your album, it's for lack of better words, I don't know. I kind of describe it as being a little creepy, but not in a bad way, just in a kind of mysterious way, and it's got a very eclectic sound to it. And it's, from what I can perceive, it's very much about doing what you believe is right and not letting others determine your outcome. Like, i.e., like the governments or like terrorism or whatever. Is that what you guys were going with on that, or can you expand on that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it came from Kathleen Hanna line. I mean, it's about not having walls, keeping you in your place. It's about that. It really is about the freedom to go where you're trying to go to. And we were thinking literally of refugees. We were thinking of also, I mean, it did tend to get tied up in our minds with the Bataclan massacre, but that was actually, it was actually written before then, but I changed the title because of that. I changed the title to Kill Us. It was actually called Burning Down the Walls.
Oh, okay. Yes,
before, and that's about it, really. I would need to read the lyrics because I can't actually remember.
Yeah. So, do you have a? Is that song in particular very popular when you guys play it live, or is it like more?
It is. It's been very popular since we recorded it. It's we don't always play it live. Sometimes we do. You do find in London you've got a half-hour set, and we've got more songs than that.
Yeah.
So it's sometimes one that we don't.
Right. So speaking of,
but I mean, I think it's quite an anthemic one.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite track that you guys like to play then, or is that the favorite one?
I like to play it. I don't know if Faz likes to play it because we have bounced out the set a few times. I'd say Dream for Change is one of my favourite ones to play.
Yeah.
It's different live, I think, to how it is recorded. It's it does feel quite, I would say, optimistic, and I feel very good playing that. It's one of the few songs that I would say is very optimistic.
Right.
Dream for Change, and it's very simple. It's a very simple chorus. It's got a great beat to it from Vaz, a great shuffling, moody vibe. So I enjoy that one a lot. What's your favourite song live? I Want My Life Back's her favourite one.
Oh,
to play live.
I have to agree, though. I like the Dream for Change one. That is probably my favorite one on the album. So speaking of,
right, cool.
So speaking of, you said, a lot of times, you're obviously not playing arena shows and you're not playing 2 hours and all that, but maybe someday. But with that said, do you guys?
Yeah. I mean, when we did our album launch at the Lexington this year in, I think it was June or July, with Blindness, we played for a whole hour, which was really exciting for us, and we played the whole album in order from start to finish.
Wow.
And that was really interesting for us to kind of relive the album and do it like that.
Do you guys ever with your relatively short sets, because of where you guys are at this point, do you guys ever do any cover songs at all, or like maybe because from some of the bands that you grew up listening to that you really like, or just something that you want to do?
No.
Or do you have intentions to do any?
We don't. Yeah, I mean, we've never played covers. We kind of feel on principle it's not what we're about. I know people can do a new take on a song, but really it feels too easy to kind of signify what you're about in that way. We prefer to do something of ours, to do something original. I don't know if the audience do, but that's how we feel about it.
Yeah, understood. Yeah. Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break real quick. Do you have a certain song you want us to put on? I was thinking about, since we're talking about Kill Us, we can play that. Or if you have something different, we can play that too.
Yeah, I'd like to hear Dream for Change.
Okay, we'll do Dream for Change. That sounds great.
Okay.
And then
Cool.
we'll let Vaz pick next time. How about that?
Right. Okay.
All right. Okay. Here's Dream for Change, and we'll be back after this.
Last night I dreamt I was an army, 100,000 strong, stealing into your places, as if nothing was wrong. Sometimes everything changes. 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 Sometimes everything I feel the change that is coming, exploding into your face. I see the truth with my own eyes. Lies won't keep you in place. Sometimes everything changes. 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 Take low balaclavas, desecrate your altar. Free speech from the glass cage by 3 angel hooligans. Sometimes everything changes. 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 Sometimes everything changes.
Okay, we are back. It's this band chat. We are talking with Roz currently of DEUX FURIEUSES. And So we talked a little bit about with your album and working with the producer Rob Ellis and playing live, and so with you guys, obviously you're female, and I'm not going to ask you what anything to do with you performing and being female because it's sort of retreading everything, but. It's funny because you guys are, of course you're female and you get asked about that all the time, probably in relation to your gender and the music industry, which is unbelievable at this point. It's 2016 now, and we're still talking about the fact that you're female and you're not a musician. And do you think, this especially come to light after the last 6 months with Brexit and, Trump and everything in America, why as a society are we, in your opinion or in Vaz's opinion or together, why as a society are we still like this? What is it? Is it the old label heads out there? It's just, what is the deal? What is your guys' take on that?
Yeah, it's incredible that we're in that position in 2016 in the music business. I think it's one of the worst businesses, in fact. And you would think that we would be one of the, most advanced, but we're not. It is one of the most sexist businesses, I think, and it is part of the wider culture. So why is the wider culture? Why is the wider culture still like that? God knows.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got any answers other than it's a way to. I think it's a way to make money. It's a way to keep power, and people are not wanting to relinquish power, whether that's in the wider society or whether it's in the music business. It's a loaded thing. There are increasingly female PRs, female in certain areas of the music business, but in terms of actual people that can fund bands, people that can sign bands and really help, we don't come across people women that are in those powerful roles. So we are always seen by males, and it's just they want very young females. If money is difficult, if it's hard to make anybody's career, who are you going to go with? You're going to go with the people that have the best image, the people that maybe will do what you say. That makes more sense. Go with the path of least resistance. You don't want to go with us. So I think that. But and in terms of your question as to why society is still like that, it must come down to power and money to be made out of females and keeping us in that kind of position.
Yeah,
and people, too many people supporting the mild forms of it, like the papers that pander to that. To any culture that panders to that, we accept it, and until it's all called out for what it is, it's carrying on because of vested interests.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
So we do our bit,
Yeah, it's one of those things. I talk about it with people all the time. I just do not understand it. Whether not just gender, everything, religion, sexuality, race. I just don't get why people even give a shit. Why, if you are gay, or why if you're female, or why if you're, Hindu, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you. The only person that affects is themselves and maybe their immediate tiny family. But if you're not one of those people, then shut the fuck up.
I know. It's just a whole identity thing that has become really important. People are wanting to establish an identity. It's almost like online, this is my identity, and I tick this box, and this box.
Yeah.
And that's how people are interacting with other people. So they're not interacting as... it seems to be hugely important to be able to say that you're gay Hindu or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's.
So I don't know why people are wanting to do this. I don't know if it's because of the internet. It didn't seem to be as important before. You could form relationships, and it was what you thought and what you did. But now we go for the shorthand all the time.
Yeah, it could be the, like you said, the internet kind of gives you kind of like a facade. They can kind of hide behind that, I guess, so to speak, and. I don't know. So do you have any further thoughts on maybe Brexit, since you guys are in the UK, or is you sort of just past that and you're like, let's move on, or the Trump election?
No, no, just not at all ready to move on from these things. I'm not really happy to accept the results of a referendum which shouldn't have been had in the first place, and where people felt that it was actually some kind of plebiscite and that it would be enacted immediately, when in actual fact it was an advisory referendum, and when the actual campaign involved lies and misinformation. So not at all happy to just be told that you're some kind of Ramona, or to accept that and move on. I very much think that it should be gone over in great detail. Now, I'm very happy with the High Court decision on that.
Yeah.
I hope it's upheld, and I hope it's scrutinised, and I hope it's blocked, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think that Labour MPs are not going to do that. I think even if they think it, they're going to think of their jobs, and they're going to think about their constituencies. Of course they should think of their constituencies, but they also have a duty to say what they think is the best for the country.
Right.
So it's a mess. It's a big mess. And as for Trump, again, times a zillion.
Yeah.
Similar mess.
Yeah.
Of course, he can be voted out, but he's now. What is so frightening is he's now got such power. He doesn't even have the checks and balances. He's got the whole set of cards.
Yeah.
In his favour. It's absolutely appalling.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, in America, they do have the checks and balances with the Congress and Senate and then the Supreme Court. However, the problem is, though, they're all the same party now, so there's not really...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is the checks and balances aren't there for him. He's got a run that Obama didn't have.
Yep.
In fact, he's got more power than anybody's had in years.
Yep. That's exactly right.
That's why I'm so appalled.
It's actually quite, I'm an American, obviously, living in the UK for the last few years, and it's really, I don't know if it's shocking would be the right word, but in a good way, that so many people in the UK, not just the UK, but across the world, Canada, Mexico, wherever, they're really tuned in, and they are, standing by, seeing what's going to happen and anxious what's going to happen, and supporting the people in America that after this.
Yes.
I mean, I guess time will tell. I guess technically he hasn't screwed up the world yet, and it can't happen until February. So I guess we'll see. He's got a few months to figure out what's going on there. But we'll move on from that. We digress.
Okay.
So you guys. You said you guys were practicing today, and you guys practice twice a week. Is there anything else you guys do as far as practicing wise, or you guys just sort of practice those 2 days a week, and then you have another side job?
Yeah, we do 2 5-hour rehearsals on a Tuesday and a Thursday in this studio here, Satellite Studios in Ponters End in London, where Faz lives, and it's like our little HQ, or a little kind of hole. Yeah. And we come in and think of everything that we're doing, and we work on music. I tend to write songs out with the rehearsal and bring them in, and Vaz tears them apart. Yeah.
Tears them apart.
She's smirking beside me on the sofa. And if she doesn't think it's any good, we won't work on it. And we arrange it. And she comes up with all her amazing drum parts to the guitar that I play. And so that's what we do. But, we get all sorts of other things while we're here. We're on our iPads, or we're doing interviews, or we're replying to emails. So things like that come up as well. And in between it, we meet up as well. Faz was round at my house the other day, and we were supposed to be doing band admin stuff. We're planning a gig for a new single. But instead we find ourselves going around charity shops, looking at second-hand clobber and going to the pub and sitting by the fire and having a whiskey.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You can have a break every once in a while, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So do you guys have any favorite places that you've played, or maybe certain venue or city, whether it be London or Glasgow or somewhere else? Maybe, or maybe you can ask Vaz. Maybe you guys have maybe she has something different. Or
Anywhere, I mean, we love the Lexington in London. It's got a great sound.
yeah,
But we played a cinema in Glasgow, GFT, in front of a film screening of Rock Girl movie about a camp in America that Kai Brownstein was involved in, where girls came to learn. Little tiny wee girls all came to make punk rock and roll, to just express themselves with their instruments, to feel able to be freely singing into a mic and playing guitars and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
It was a really cool thing to do, and we played live before the film, standing,
what was the name
in
of
the
the
cinema. Film? Yeah, I think what was it called? Rock Girl, Rock Camp, Girls Rock. I think it was called Girls Rock.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, and it was really interesting because it was in an actual cinema, the GFT in Glasgow. So we were very honoured to be asked to do that, and we said a wee bit about it. And the people that were in the audience had been invited from schools. There were lots of school children. So it was a really different kind of gig. We were on the kind of carpet in front of the big screen, playing live. So that was cool to do. We played Belgium, and we played to a whole load of people in Russia. We played a festival there, and we played in Moscow and St. Petersburg. We played an arts club in St. Petersburg. That was a great experience. After we released our first single, Can We Talk About This, we went there. That kind of thing is brilliant to do, and that was just luck. Somebody, two people from Moscow came to London and went into the Barfly Club in Camden. Was it the Barfly? And saw us play just randomly. They'd looked it up in Time Out or something. Mm-hmm. And then after the gig, they said, "You want to come and play in Moscow?" And we were like, "Oh, yeah."
You're like, yeah. When can we leave?
Yeah, and that took a bit of kind of organising, because you have to get the visas.
Yeah.
And we didn't know them, but we were dead up for it, and we stayed in their flat.
Oh, wow!
They showed us a totally brilliant time. I mean, it was weird. We just thought that you're going to get on the plane and you're going to arrive in Moscow, and it'll be like this completely different world, because it's Moscow and it's just it's not like here. And it turned out to be very similar. We got EasyJet and we got off in Moscow, and it was just like a busy, bustling city with lots of big shops and
like
but of course you get into the but you get into the whole history of it, and they showed us around. We went to Red Square, and it was great. One of our favourite bits was we played our first gig in Moscow, and then that night we didn't know what they had planned, but they took us to the train station, and we got on one of the old wooden type trains, and we drove through the night in a sleeper.
Wow.
They didn't have beds, but they gave us a place with beds, a wee carriage, tiny wee beds, and we arrived in St. Petersburg.
Wow.
The next morning at 6 a.m. But it was just driving. It was going through the forest on the train, looking out of our bunks. Was just amazing seeing. We're in Russia. I'm looking at the people in the forest waking up.
Yeah, that's one place that I'd always want to visit. So I haven't got a chance to yet. That sounds pretty amazing.
No, it's definitely worth going, and because you can just get EasyJet or what have you. Well, from London anyway, it was easy.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. So had some good experiences.
So one more question. We'll take a quick break. You guys recently contributed to the charity album, the Hope Not Hate. How did you guys get involved with that real briefly?
We were asked, we were emailed by a friend that had written about our album for Louder Than War. He'd done a review for Louder Than War magazine, and he sent it to us. He thought it was something we would be interested in. And it was, because of the fact that More in Common, the title of the album were the words from Joe Cox, the Labour MP that was shot. Mm-hmm. And it was what she said, and it was what she stood for. And she was shot for it during Brexit. And we just wanted to stand. We actually felt that represented the best of the Labour Party, not what it became, the vicious cult that was developing around Jeremy Corbyn and the way people were going on online. We didn't feel that we felt that was letting the Labour Party down and was very destructive, and so we wanted very much to be part of More Than Common.
Yeah.
So that was why.
Yeah, and then they can, if you guys are listening, you guys can get that on Bandcamp as well, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And that's the Hope Not Hate album. Did you put a new song on there, right? Or unreleased song, I should say?
Yeah, that's right. It was a song from the Rob Ellis album session for Tracks of Wire, but it didn't make the album, and we'd always wanted to do something with that. So we thought that was a good opportunity to put that track out.
Cool. All right. So we'll take a quick break and we'll put on another track. Which you want to ask Vaz which one she wants to put on? Yeah. Roz picked "Dream for Change" on our last break, and then so it's your turn, whichever you like.
Okay. Let's go with "I Want My Life Back" then, my favourite live one.
All right. "I Want My Life Back" sounds great. All right, we'll put that on now. This is from Tracks of Wire, and we'll be back right after this.
free, visit the Facebook page for more info just like these guys did.
No alternative radio.
We're back now. We're going to ask a few quick questions here, and they're a little more fun ones, I guess. They're not as serious as the other ones. And whenever you guys are ready. You ready?
Do you want us both to hear this?
It doesn't matter. Whoever wants to do it. Some of it's like pop culture stuff, or however you want to do it.
Okay. I'm listening.
How about this? Haggis or Scotch eggs?
Haggis.
Haggis? All right. I agree with you there. London or Glasgow?
Glasgow. But I've got the phone. I think that's my feeling.
Okay. Star Wars or Harry Potter?
Star Wars or Harry Potter? Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. All right. Cold or hot?
Cold or hot? Hot.
Hot. Everybody in the UK says that. Oh, I want it to be hot. But
that's true. I'm Scots.
yeah. All right. How about favorite junk foods?
Oh God, favorite junk food.
If you eat that, I guess.
Pizza.
Pizza. Particular topping that you like? Pepperoni, pineapple.
Olives. Yeah, I'm agreeing with this. Pizza and olives. And
Olives?
artichokes.
Olives and artichoke. Okay. Not bad. And do you have any guilty pleasures from music? Something that maybe like
Guilty pleasures.
Yeah, like I mean, I've had people tell everything from Celine Dion to Little Mix to. I mean, I get all music is music and it's meant to be shared, but there's just maybe something that people that listen to the music that you're performing may not suspect that you might listen to.
A bit of Britney every now and then, and we did have a thing for Robbie Williams' "Party Like a Russian." We really get quite addicted to that. Keep blasting it out loud.
Robbie Williams and Britney Spears. Okay, there you go. How about the last film that you guys saw in the cinema? If you guys
Last film that we saw.
Must have been really good, huh? Don't remember?
We can't remember.
No.
We might need to get back to you with that.
Yeah, that's all right. How about Tony Blair or Margaret
Too
Thatcher?
expensive.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're right. It is too expensive.
Tony Blair or Margaret Thatcher? Well, it would have to be Tony Blair.
Tony Blair. How about? So we got two more quick questions. Who's a favorite band that maybe the people listening have never heard of?
Favorite band people have never heard of.
Yeah.
How many have we got? Just one.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you each have one, or maybe somebody that you follow in London that there's up and comers that you've seen a couple times, maybe, or talked to, or.
We like. Oh, yeah. Could you say it though in Greek? Say it better.
Have you heard of Xylouris White?
What is it again?
Xylouris White.
No, I have not.
Jim Xylouris and Jim White and George Xylouris. It's like a Cretan. He plays a Cretan lyre, and Jim White plays drums.
Cool.
Saw them live when they were in London last, and blew us away.
Yeah, I think now that I see it written, I think I've seen the name before. I just never actually heard them.
Right. Yeah. And another band we played with recently, we like Miserable Wretch.
Honeyblood, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I haven't seen them live. Yeah.
I haven't either. Planning on seeing them later this month. I guess they're playing in various Cambridge and London and whatnot. But looking forward to that one. So, speaking of live, you guys have any dates set anytime soon?
Yeah, but we can't confirm that right now. We're working on our single launch for a new single, and our last single from the album, and we're putting that together at the moment. But we can't give the date.
Yeah, sometime in the near future.
It'll be coming up soon. Yeah, it's going to be. Could be very near future.
Okay.
But it'll be on. Check our website.
Okay, and that's gonna be in London, most likely.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds great. And the final question would be, if either you or her or collaboratively, do you guys have a favorite 3 albums? Let's say you're going to get dropped off in the middle of the desert and all day, and you can only have 3 albums to listen to, and which ones would you guys pick? None, by the way, no greatest hits albums. Sorry, has to be like full albums. Or no, now that's what I call music. 52.
Yeah. We would both, we've both gone for Dry. We, in our different places in London and Glasgow, were both so inspired by PJ Harvey's Dry album.
Okay.
And it still exerts this, pull on us when we listen to it. And then I think for our second choice, we're going to have to go her again. PJ Harvey again for doing it to us again with Let England Shake. When we thought she would never have that impact on us again, she did.
Right.
So I think that's another fantastic album. And then for our third, it's tough, but I think I'm going to go with John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band album from, I think, the very early 70s.
Yeah.
When it's just him and a guitar with Working Class Hero on it and God. And Mother, those songs, those kind of harrowing, stripped back songs, the fact that he did that after the Beatles, that album has always blown me away.
Yeah, it is. I hear more often than not is that one, and another one in particular, Beach Boys album, Pet Sounds, is another one that I hear a lot that people really like a lot. But that's interesting. Got 2 PJ Harvey ones on there. So and any other influences other that you guys like that you haven't mentioned? I think I've read somewhere that you guys like the Pixies growing up, and that's one of my personal favorites.
Yeah,
as well.
Love the Pixies. Love Cipher Rosa. That would have been a close contender as well for top album. But also British post-punk bands as well as the US alternative rock. I mean, we've been influenced by Susie and the Banshees, Gang of Four. Yeah. That kind of guitar playing as well influences me. The Politics as well. We like Killing Joke as well.
You just got to call them up and tell them you want to play with them.
Yeah, can you do that? That'd be great.
It's a little more difficult than just calling them up, but never know. You never know.
Yeah.
Send them an email.
I know. Yeah, we should.
Okay. Well, that's basically all we got for you. Do you have any shout-outs before we take off here? Maybe promote your album, or I would say show date, but you officially can't say that. And we'll give dates later on. Yeah, we'll give dates later on. Yeah. But anything else?
Yeah, if people want to help us in any way, go to Bandcamp and buy the album, because every time we get a sale, we spend it on something useful.
Yeah.
Even if it's just, sometimes we've just been able to buy ourselves something to eat when we're out.
Yeah.
And when we get an email and it goes cha-ching, and we're like, yay, somebody's bought the album.
Yes, I can get a ham baguette from Tesco.
Yeah, it's a great thing. It's quite exciting. It comes direct to us. There's a small percentage gets taken off. It's probably the least of anywhere, so that is the best method if you want to help the Bandcamp.
Okay. That's very cool. All right, sounds great. And we'll look forward to a show coming up as soon as you find out. I'm sure you'll let me know, and then we'll tell everybody else to check you out, and I definitely will. Looking forward to it.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for playing the tracks.
No problem.
Supporting us.
It's a great album, and you guys are doing good so far, and looking forward to future stuff, and hope you guys have a good rest of the week, and hope things will get better. Don't worry.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. And you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you to Vaz and Roz of DEUX FURIEUSES, and hopefully we'll see them soon. And we're going to put on one last track. We're going to put on Kill Us from the album Tracks of Wire. This is it. See you next time. Peace.
No Alternative Radio plays old stuff and new stuff like this. The Voyage. Ruben Holtman.
So bang the drums, 'cause here we come, my brother and I. We are the ones that will never die.
The Mathletics.
There is no alternative.
From indie, punk, synth pop, grunge, and much more. No alternative radio.
Are you an emerging artist or band? We'll play your stuff for free. Send request via email to mikeb@noalternativeradio.com.